Hi writers, readers, and gamers, I'm Christy Stratus, and today we are continuing with American McGee's Alice. Last time I died an awful lot. It was just constant, so at the end I died, and I said that I would restart right exactly where we left off, and I got us here. Just about to jump over here last time I fell all the way down there, and through the middle of the floor, which is, it's not easy, so I really kind of accomplished something maybe, you know? Sure. Alright, let's continue. And, yeah, I almost did it again! Oh my god. It's a little bit jerky. I think that, this computer is a bit old and is not having the easiest time running this. So, let's hope this time I make it. Oh my god, it's not even fair. I mean, it's not even fair. Okay, anyway, while I am busy failing miserably, let's talk about dark fiction. Last time I said I would continue on the subject of dark fiction. You see how jerky it is? It's really hard to judge when it's so jerky. You see it? I keep ending up on edges. Anyway, I said I was going to continue on dark fiction, and that is exactly what I want to do. Today I want to talk about cover images. Last time I talked about how important it is not to repeat yourself, and how that destroys the ambiance of especially something like... Do I need this? I don't need it right now. Oh, another thing that changed when I redid this, I did not take that rage mode thing because we didn't need it right away, and now that I know that, I just didn't do that. Everything else is the same. I kept the dice. I went and got that, etc. Okay, let's talk to this guy.
The gymnasium should be safe. Guards never exercise. Can't afford to lose the weight.
I never cared for sports at school. I don't have to put on a pinny, do I?
No, it wouldn't suit you. I've recalled one of the potion's ingredients. Mushrooms. Lovely texture. What's that?
What is it? Oh no. Oh no. These guys knock you right off of wherever you are. Oh, get me. Okay. At least if I stand here, they can't knock me off easily, because I got my back against the wall. Where are you? Come here. Come here. Let me kill you. It would be a huge mistake for me to try and run across here, which is what most people will probably try to do. You're going to get knocked off. That's like what they do. Come on, shoot, 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 shoot. Oh, come on, if I tell you to shoot... Alice, you're really causing some problems. How did we run out of... I'm telling you, I really think it's, the computer is an issue. And, oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Well, how about while we take we can see through her. Ugh, death to you. Fine. Where is the other one? I can't even... Oh, there it is. We need, like, first-person view, and I'm not even sure if that's possible in this game. Not sure if it would be very bright to... Where is she? To try and go across, especially with how jerky this is. I'm gonna see what else I can take off my computer. Wow, that was just terrible aim on my part. Thank you. I'm gonna see what else I can take off my computer. It's a bit slow, so next time, Oh my god, another one. Die. Is she dead? Did I get her? Where is she? Stop it. Oh, well, this is very exciting gameplay, isn't it? Trying to look through Alice's head and kill this thing. And continually hitting beams. Most embarrassing gameplay ever to happen. I hope you're enjoying this, because I sure am. Okay. Ugh. He went to another room and left us behind. Psh. Okay, let's get back to dark fiction. Okay. Now that I'm half dead, let's move on with our lives. One of the things I really wanted to talk about was setting up the ambiance ahead of time by making sure the cover matches the ambiance that you're looking for, as well as the blurb and a lot of other dimensions of the book. But, oh, did you hear that creak? Oh, well, I survived. Who cares? At this point, we all know I'm not going to do it gracefully. So, here we go. To do with the cover, I think one of the most important things about the cover is that it not give off some kind of romantic or light-hearted vibe. Okay, so this is not the door. Let's go back. One of the things I was super careful about with Anatomy of a Darkened Heart, and you should... Ooh, oh my god. They're everywhere. Let's see if we can use the diabolical dice to deal with them, which I believe is number it's number 7 on the keyboard. Ah! See if that works. Get out there. Defend me. I I think it lets something out. Oh, oh, oh. Well, it's just too intense. Too much. Ooh. Oh, that's ugly. Oh, it's fighting for me. Oh, please don't tell me I'm going to have to kill it. I hope it... Are you dead? Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you. How kind of it. Alright. When I was doing the cover for Anatomy of a Darkened Heart, I was especially careful to make absolutely sure there was no hint that this... If somebody looked at the cover, they could not misinterpret the cover to be something other than very dark. So, if you look at the cover, you can look it up on Amazon, you can look it up on my website, I'll put a link below. Oh, rude. And he hit me. I feel like my cards don't actually go anywhere. Alright, well, we'll deal with you later. I was extremely careful to make sure that it looked as dark as it is. And it is. Not only is the coloring dark, it looks like the subject matter is dark. We've got a breaking mirror on the front. The only amount of light there even is light... Oh, oh my god. Come here, come here, come here. Let me murder you. Alright. So they can shoot at me, but I've run out of cards. Come here, come here.
You're fortunate I passed by.
Meaning what? I was about to say you're lucky to have found me. Look, I found the last ingredient, sugared spice drops.
Whenever we meet up, seems I also find a bit more trouble. Seen any jumbo grow about?
There's a bit in that flask on the sideboard. You see, we're set. Bring back some poppy blooms and we'll mix up the potion.
Alright, there seems to always be some kind of a problem for me on these parts where we're trying to find ingredients. I don't know why. So I expect this will be interesting. The only part that has any light on my book is... That's interesting. It highlights the, well, Abigail's face on the front. You can't actually see her, but it's just behind her body to sort of bring out her figure, and it's also behind a key that plays a big part. So one of the things you need to note about my cover is that it is... The only thing that it has is stuff that is actually relevant to the book in it. It doesn't show things that don't happen. It doesn't show things that don't appear. That is super important to me personally. Not everybody feels the same way. I believe that these doors really just lead you to bad places. Ah, like this. Like this. Here. Okay. Killed them. Great. Pick up your health. So everything is symbolic on my covers. That was super important to me. It is not important to everybody. Sometimes you're just looking to show that it's a romance and you have like a couple of people on it and, you know, it's very clear that it's romantic. So that's fine. But with a dark fiction thing, I have seen plenty of dark fiction covers that to me don't really express the book well enough. They can look a bit too bright. It's sort of a...
When is a croquet mallet like a billy club? I'll tell you, whenever you want it to be.
Isn't that what I'm using? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm using. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm using. Okay. So, you know, if you've got like a lot of bright colors on this very dark type of book, you might give the wrong impression, and people do buy based on the cover. And so if they buy your book, they're going to be annoyed, you know, that, which side did I come in? They're going to think that you misrepresented it. This is a job for Mr. Diabolical Dice. Let's hope it's doing its work. Oh, did I open it? Oh, okay, that's alright. I was very afraid for a minute there. I don't know if it even... I need to get in here, guys. You're in my way. I need to kill you all. All of you are in my way. And you're being really ridiculous, because you keep hurting me. I don't like it. I hit the button, and it shoots way too late. I gotta fix this. Come here. Come here. Oh, will you shoot already? Oh, forget it. It's ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. How long was that going to last? Okay, well, anyway. Um, so it's really important that you give the right impression in the cover itself. And one other thing that's really important about the cover is the font. And of course, we all know that it's important to have an interesting font, but do we know that it's important to have a font that really has to do with setting the atmosphere for the book? So, for example, Anatomy of a Darkened Heart is Victorian. Victorian era writing is very fancy. It's very elegant, and it's got a lot of swirly, pretty, cursive-y types of things. And at first I thought maybe I could get away with that if it had some rough edges, but it really did not look very good. It ended up looking like it could have been a romance, especially with the word heart in the actual title of the book. Anatomy of a Darkened Heart. Yeah, it says darkened, but still sort of taking too much of a risk there. So I asked the cover designer, and the people who designed my cover are eBook Launch. That's an excellent company. I really highly recommend them. I've had nothing but wonderful experience with them. So far, they're going to do Lock and Key as well. So I specifically said to them, I have no idea what font to use. I really don't know what to do. But it's got to be something that sort of is a bit rough, and definitely shows that it's dark. And although it takes place during the Victorian... Oh, look at this sneaky guy. You think you're tricky. I killed you. It definitely cannot seem like Victorian-era writing, because it just doesn't come out well. And because it's got the word heart in it, again, we really need that to be clear that it's the cover and not... Oh, I can't go in here. It won't let me. And it's the title and has nothing to do... The heart part does not dictate what the book is about. So I went in with not a single example of a font to give them, actually, and I just described that and said maybe even more of a horror feel is okay, even though it's not horror, just because it will be a bit rougher and it might give a better impression. How on earth did I get up here? Third grade. Alright, maybe I just need to go in one of these doors. And they came up with an absolutely brilliant cover that I loved so much. Second grade, we're going back. Hey, buddy. Yo.
This condenser can mix the potion. Doesn't look like it's good for much else, though. Now time to leave, but not as you came. Go by way of the observatory. This star's for your stellar performance. May open some doors for you.
Let's grab that. Oh, hello. Grab it. Ooh. Aha! Excellent! In we go. Alright, so that's my opinion on the book cover. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about was the blurb, which is equally as important because it appears on not only the back of your book, it appears on Amazon, it appears on Smashwords, it should be on your website. People are going to share it when you do blog posts on other people's sites, guest posts, interviews, all that kind of stuff. So don't just think of it as something that introduces your book in general. Think of it as something that is forever related to your book, which means, of course, you need to be very careful writing it, as in it needs to sound really good and it needs to represent the book well. Part of that is that it has to represent the darkness if you're doing dark fiction. If it does not represent the darkness well, again, people could expect something different than what's inside, and the last thing you want to do is set them up to expect something that isn't there. They will leave a bad review for you. So something that I think is also very important in the blurb is that you make sure you express your writing style, at least to some degree, in the blurb, so that when people read your blurb, they know what kind of style they're going to be reading throughout the entire book. Now, a lot of people just write some kind of general blurb that just talks about what's going on in the book. But if you set it up, like if you've got lots of very, flowery sentences in your book, and this is something that you take great pride in, put at least one of those in the blurb, and that's going to set a really good expectation so that when people read it, they say, oh yeah, okay, well, that's what I read in the blurb, that's what I would think there would be. It's not some kind of shock, it's not some kind of, oh, well, I really wasn't expecting that and I don't like it. The closer you come to representing the book exactly as it is in the blurb, and in the cover in general, but especially the blurb, the better your reviews will most likely turn out. Now, are we all going to get 1-star reviews regardless? Yes, we are. We are all going to get them. But the idea is you need to do everything in your power to ensure that people have the right expectations going in. There's nothing I hate more than reading a blurb on the back cover of a book or an audio book even, and it turns out that either it tells too much, which is also a huge no-no, avoid telling too much, and that I really expected it to be funny because the back cover was funny, and it's really not a funny book at all, or it's much more dry than it seems to be in the blurb. Like, don't just put excellent writing, you know, like a totally different form of writing on the back, and then put it on the inside, and then don't put it on the inside of the book. It's like two totally different forms of writing. That's a huge mistake, and I know it sounds like a given, but I can honestly say I've read a lot of books that make that mistake, so I just want to warn you about that, especially with dark fiction, to represent the darkness they're going to be seeing. I think that's super important and something that I definitely worked hard on for Anatomy of a Darkened Heart and Lock and Key. So I'm going to have to end it here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of American McGee's Alice and for talking with me about dark fiction. I hope to hear your comments in, well, the comment section. I hope to hear them there. Give this video a like, subscribe for more. I put these videos up every single weekend. Looking forward to hearing what you say, and thanks again for spending time with me.